hyper-corrosive and toxic chemical accident at an Imperium outpost has made this entire planet so hazardous that only units sealed in environmental suits can possibly hope to survive. The Tau, seizing the opportunity, have sent their heaviest gear in to recover the valuable compounds despite the danger level. The Space Wolves may have something to say about that, however, as the complex comes under their protection, and all they have that can survive the surface are Dreadnoughts. All the Dreadnoughts. It's Tau versus Space Wolves, Suits versus Dreadnoughts in this 40K in 40 minutes. Greetings 40K fans, your host JT the Voice here with an episode of Rock'em Sock'em Robot 40K. Tak and his Dark Expansion stretch goal, all Space Wolf Dreadnought army, squares off against Nick and his Kauyon Tau in what promises to be the very definition of a knockdown, drag-out, absolute slobber knocker. As long as Tak's dice luck holds out, that is, he's almost due for a run-in with some double ones.
I can't roll that many double ones, right?
I always keep track of how many double ones you get. Tak decided to run at me with all Dreadnoughts, and all weekend I've been going, which is why my voice is gone. So I apologize, but I'm gonna do my best to fight in the face of adversity.
Nick's Kauyon task force consists of a Coldstar commander as his warlord with the Exemplar of the Kauyon enhancement, 2 broadside units, both from our named character tier, that's Rosgriz and Tyr Raven, 2 broadside suits with missiles, a squad of Sunforge suits including Borkan Otano, another named character, 2 Ghostkeel suits, both armed with fusion, 3 Riptides, all with ion accelerators, a Stormsurge, and 3 stealth suits. Nick will be starting his Stormsurge in reserve.
The Sunforge Battlesuits are going to be my key, my most reliable unit to take down a Dreadnought. However, that puts them in harm's way. It's only 12 inches, of course, so I've got to use it just right at the right point to take down those Dreadnoughts.
We did a fundraising campaign called the Dark Expansion, which is going to produce some really awesome narrative games and a narrative series. One of the stretch goals for that was all Dreadnoughts force. You all know I love Dreadnoughts, and I'm really thankful to fans getting behind that idea and allowing me to play with the best units in the game.
Tak's list consists of Bjorn the Fell-handed as his warlord. He's also got Murderfang to do murder things, 3 Ballistus Dreadnoughts, 3 Brutalis Dreadnoughts, 1 Redemptor Dreadnought with Macroplasma and Flamer, another Redemptor Dreadnought with Gatling and Gatling, a Venerable Dreadnought with a Hellfrost Cannon, and a Wulfen Dreadnought. The Venerable Dread with a Hellfrost Cannon, a Ballistus Dread, and a Murderfang will all start in reserve.
Is this a hardened list for match play? Absolutely not. This is a fun list? Absolutely yes.
Today's mission is Linchpin. From turn 2 forward, each objective marker not in the player's deployment zone is going to be worth 3 victory points. However, should they also hold their home objective, that's going to make those other objectives worth 5 victory points each, to a maximum of 15 for the turn and 50 for the game. Our mission's special rule is going to be Fog of War. That means every unit will have cover on turn 1, and no core stratagems will be allowed to be used, save new orders in the first battle round.
Strategy here is to take my Ghostkeels and push them forward a little bit, get aggressive with the objective placement, and make him waste his shooting, his close combat on them. Then, when his Dreadnoughts are in the open, pounce on them with Sunforge and Riptides. That's the best plan I've got going forward here.
If I can get my close combat dreads into those Tau lines, I have a good chance. However, if he gets range on me with all of his units, I am toast. On this radiated manufactorum, we've got GameMat.eu, who is our sponsor. And with the Fallout set, as well as the Chem Zone set, we've created kind of this battlefield that is right out of our heads, right out of our imagination.
Turn your tabletop into a real battlefield with GameMat.eu. With their premium battle mats, game mats or play mats, and pre-painted tabletop scenery, you're ready for battle straight out of the box. Suitable for war games and board games like Warhammer 40K, Age of Sigmar, Kill Team, Necromunda, Star Wars Legion, X-Wing, and many, many others. Check them out at the link in the description below, or go to GameMat.eu and let them build your next battleground.
Who deploys first? Would you mind deploying first, please?
So I'm gonna start off with a Ghostkeel, infiltrating away. My Ghostkeels are hard to shoot, and those units I'm gonna rely on to hold these objectives and score me points.
Right, we're gonna go with the Redemptor Dreadnought. This is one with Gatling cannons, so it's gonna go and eventually get to that objective.
the missile sides. We're gonna hide behind the objective.
I think I'm going to need to make the risky play here and put that Dreadnought here in case I get containment.
Riptide with Iron Accelerator.
The small box knot is going to need a friend.
Riptide number 2. Back.
If a Riptide wants to try for the middle, I think I'll have a Dreadnought waiting for him.
Let's go with Riptide number 3. Right here.
Brutalis Dreadnought.
All right, unit of railgun broadsides. They're gonna go right here and dare anybody to come into the center.
Firing support with that Ballistus Dread.
I'm gonna take a Ghostkeel and hide them right here.
So I'm going to take my Redemptor Dreadnought and put them kind of in the middle.
Sunforge Battlesuits. They could easily take down a Dreadnought a turn, if not 2. It's gonna go right here.
I think what we're going to do here is we're also going to go with another flank maneuver with my Rifle Dread.
Stealth suits going down right here. My 1 support unit.
You've overloaded that side.
You've overloaded that side.
Yep. So I'm going to not overload. Bjorn is going to go right there.
Alrighty.
That's surprisingly a lot of units for an all-mechanized battle. Both players are going to play tactical objectives here to make things a little bit more difficult, as Bring It Down is just far too obvious.
So I think we're all set.
I'm excited, Dak. Are you? Are you ready?
Playing all Dreadnoughts is like a dream come true. Playing all Dreadnoughts against Tal firepower it could be a nightmare.
I'm pretty excited to use all these big suits.
Yeah.
I don't get a lot of opportunity to use this many. This is the kind of mission I want to go second. I want Tak to come at me, and then I want to have last turn where I can jump on the objectives and get my points. Roll poorly, Nick. I rolled up 2. I rolled poorly.
Oh no! Well, best of luck.
Good luck, Tak. Come to me, Dreadnoughts.
I really want containment. I need to get off to an early lead here on
That'd
points.
be a perfect start.
Tak's going to be going first here, and he's pulled Bring It Down and extend battle lines. Not the best turn to pull Bring It Down on.
The cards have said to extend my battle line, which I really want to do anyway.
Putting all the moment on the Ghostkeel that is at the top of the board.
And in the movement phase, my first Brutalis Dreadnought is going to advance. He's going 12 inches, but holding on that objective.
You can go right here and be safe.
Yep.
On the objective.
So Bjorn advancing.
Oh, yeah.
Tug him right into the corner so that you can't shoot him.
Hey, Papa.
Tak's really throwing his assault elements forward in a bit of a full press. He's staged well here and in a position to go hard at Nick on turn 2.
So Ballistus Dread, I'm going to do advance. 3, that's only an 11. There's no point for me to go try to get that objective in the center because that's just death. So this Brutalis Dreadnought is just going to move over. Stage for anything that comes for that hot mess. This one's going to move over. And then I will just walk over there. That's the most Dreadnoughts I've ever moved in one game.
I think we're gonna say that a lot. It's the most Dreadnoughts you've shot, most Dreadnoughts you've lost, most Dreadnoughts you have died horribly.
I have no shots to take, not a single one.
Epic turn.
Nick's going to use Wall of Mirrors for a command point. That Ghostkeel that is Oath is going to go back into Strategic Reserve.
Cool, so down to 0 command points, and I've got another thing in my pocket.
Okay.
Ready to go.
Thing in your pocket, eh?
It's a rather large thing to fit in my pocket. I'll try. No, it's not gonna fit.
That's why you have 3 kids.
Tak's going to discard, Bring It Down, score 5 points on extend battle lines. He's to 2 command points, Nick's to 0 as we head to next turn 1.
My turn. I got command point. Going up to 1. Draw 2 objectives.
Nick's pulled Area Denial and Containment. Great turn 1 secondaries.
What a great draw. So let's go into the movement phase. Let's set up for containment. I'm gonna bring forward my broadsides. Turn 1, pretty much move up. That's all we gotta do here. We move up, we stage, we get ready for the inevitable turn 2. My Riptide is gonna go for glory.
Riptide out to the midboard to get Area Denial. That's going to be tough to shift for Tak. Second Riptide to the top of the board. Stealth suits moving back, not a bad idea. He really doesn't have a lot of shots, and their marker light and reroll capability is really going to be clutch.
My Sunforge Battlesuits are gonna move up. Just getting ready, if you twitch, to come claim lives.
The third Riptide just peeks out of his deployment zone to contain on that bottom edge.
And the other broadsides are gonna move up a little bit. Get ready for future turns. All right, I think that's my movement. Into the shooting phase.
Broadside's shooting some incidental missile shots, that's about it. Both Riptides on the edges will contain. That is a fast round 1, folks. 6 points on contain, 5 on area denial, and still a command point takes Nick to 11. Taxed on 3 command points and 5 points as we head to turn 2.
A lot of points in turn 1. Yeah.
Great turn 1.
So let's see what the cards say for turn 2.
Tax both Secure No Man's Land and Containment himself.
Secure No Man's Land and Containment. This is perfect for turn 2. Though, that means I need to risk one of my Dreadnoughts on that center objective.
Oath of Moment on the Riptide in the midboard. No battle shocks to take.
This is tough. Can one Dreadnought take down an entire Riptide? Not so sure. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to use Ancient Fury.
Attack with Ancient Fury for a command point on his Brutalis Dread. That's going to give him +1 move, +1 toughness, +1 OC, which is the important one. +1 objective control means all he's going to do is touch that center objective, and he takes it away from Nick. Attack will score 3 points for holding his home objective, and 5 for holding 1 more. That's going to give him 8 up to 13 into the movement phase.
The Tal Railguns are scary. I could risk a couple last hand shots into those broadsides. I don't like my odds here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold off and move other things around the board and stage yet again.
Bjorn advances into a pocket to make that extra stratagem command point cost be as big an annoyance as he possibly can.
I'm going to advance. He's going 10.
Ballistus moves to keep Nick from having easy access to his expansion objective.
Ooh, Tack is getting cagey on turn 2. I was expecting more. I was expecting more coming at me. That's going to make things interesting.
Brutalis with Ancient Fury toes on the mid-board objective. That could potentially charge and seriously hurt that Riptide.
Go into the shooting phase, and we're going to shoot this Brutalis Dreadnought into your Riptide.
It's like the only shooting we got.
Iron Hail, Heavy Stubber from the Brutalis does nothing.
And then here comes the Melta. This is one that matters. Double ones. Double ones.
Oh, no.
Okay, that's a double whiff with my Melta. I really needed that. We're going to need to see if I can do it in the fight phase.
Maybe we should keep track of how many double ones you get.
He will contain on both edges. That's going to score him 6.
Charge phase.
Oh, let's see you make this.
Brutalis midboard, attempting to charge into the Riptide with success. Tank shocking for a command point does 4 mortal wounds, and the Brutalis charge does another 2. The Riptide is on 8 wounds remaining.
So here comes the fist. So let's see if I get the farm. No, I do not.
Nick's got 4 invuln saves here to make. He makes 2 of them. The Riptide lives with 2 wounds left.
And now I bravely fight you back. I wound you once.
2 up. I'm okay.
That is turn. Oh, I think Tack wanted to take that Riptide down, but still a solid turn. 8 points primary, 5 for Secure No Man's Land, 6 for Containment. That's going to put him to 24 to Nick's 11. Both players sit at 2 command points.
Oh boy, getting command point, going up to 3 command points.
I do the same.
Nick's turn 2 now. He's got Established Locus discarding that with new orders. He's also got Engage on all fronts. Riptide in the midboard fails Battle Shock. Ooh, that means he's not going to be able to fall back, and that's going to give Tack a modicum of protection on his Brutalis. Nick only holds his home objective for just 3. His new secondary will be Defend Stronghold.
So let's go to the moon phase.
Broadside's running to defend versus Murderfang ingressing here. That's not a bad idea. The last guy you want pinballing around your deployment zone is Murderfang.
As much as I want to just go send it and try to kill as much as possible, I think it's another time to wait, be patient. This is Kauyon, the art of the patient hunter. Hard to remember that, Nick.
Ghostkeel grabs the bottom objective.
You know what? You want to play? Let's play.
Riptide moving to lock out more Murderfang. Nick is really worried about him.
You have successfully said no Murderfang allowed, yeah.
Excellent.
Also, that means in turn 3, typically with strat reserves, you're looking for behind enemy lines, you're looking for established locus, and you've shut me down from that as well.
These stealth suits, and they're just going to pop up a little bit, just to be in range of their guns and to guide into the Dreadnought.
Sounds good.
The top Riptide also backing up a bit. I feel that poor Brutalis might be in a bit of trouble.
That is a ton of guns. I don't know if it lives.
Shooting phase.
Shooting phase now. Stealth suits guide the railguns to the broadsides, and oh boy, that Brutalis is in deep.
Armor of Contempt here against the broadsides, hoping to mitigate that damage.
The railguns firing in. Hurrah!
Only a devastating wound goes through. So much for Armor of Contempt, but 7 wounds takes him to 5. Power of the Machine Spirit here for a command point from Tack, and he's going to shoot back at the broadside. Melta hits.
This is a twin-linked weapon, luckily.
Wow.
Only 2 wounds.
All right, brought down to 6 wounds remaining. Stealth suits, gonna fire everything in. They've already guided. Here we go. 1 melt a shot, hitting on 4. Or 5 because of shooting in combat. A few burst cannon shots, not likely to do anything, which become 1 wound.
I'm okay.
This Riptide, shooting into combat, will be guided by that Ghostkeel. So we're gonna overcharge his gun. 6 shots, 5s.
So I have a 5 up. So I have 1 wound left.
And then hazardous test for me. I'm fine. The Riptide in combat is gonna do it. I'm gonna hazardous him. 6 dice, hitting on 4s, into the Dreadnought in front. 1 wound.
Is this a 5? This might be a 5.
Oh, I got him. Do I take myself down with you? No, he's brave.
That's the opposite. However, that's what I need for the explode. I've got another stratagem in my deck, Vengeful Animus, and that means auto-explode.
Vengeful Animus from Tak blows up the Brutalis and takes the Riptide with him.
Nick would love to have this stratagem.
I love cinematic moments like that. Just a big rupture of explosion in the center and then both suits go down and it's great. No one's got the objective. If I can't have it, no one will.
Ghostkeel into the Venerable Dreadnought now, no joy.
It misses. So that's the end of my turn. Managed to blow you off the center.
Nick will discard, engage at all fronts. He's got Defense Stronghold ongoing. It's 24-14. Nick's got 3 command points and Tak is out.
Lots of scoring has happened. Not a lot of killing has happened, but we're going into turn 3. I think this is go time for the Space Wolves.
It's go time, baby. It's go time. Turn 3, Kauyon now triggers. I get sustained hits on all my guns, or sustained hits 2 if I'm guided.
Was I too far back? Did I not press hard enough? We'll see.
Tak draws Sabotage and Overwhelming Force.
Only one thing to kill for Overwhelming Force, but Sabotage, I can do the mini one.
Ghostkeel at the bottom of the map will be Oath of Muhammad. No battle shocks to take.
I'm on my side of the table, but that's where I want to be because that's where the guns can't shoot.
Tak holds his home for 3 victory points and 1 no man's land for 5. That's 8 VP total. That's going to take him to 16 primary and 16 secondary, 32-14 as we head to Tak's movement phase.
Be a Space Wolf.
I'm going to be Space Wolf. Look, I'm going to face you.
Well, I'd say that Ghostkeel is in trouble. Can we say a Dreadnought train? Choo-choo, mother trucker, here comes the Dreadnoughts.
So you're pretty denied back there.
Ballistus on the top board trying to lock that top half out so Nick can't get in there.
In order to get at Murderfang, you've got to hop over that terrain. So I'm going to place him with his toe on the objective, but not on that terrain piece. So if you hop over, you're gonna need to hop big to get to that center objective. You have the last turn to get there, so you can just blitz onto that objective. Again, moving my Dreadnoughts. You're not giving me.
You're not giving me. If you give me, I will give you. Help me, help you. Help me, help you.
There's a part to that sentence you're not saying. Help me, help you, kill me. Advancing the Redemptor Dread because I'm gonna go get him in trouble. How about that?
Okay, all right.
Okay.
I like that.
2, I'm not getting him in trouble. We're gonna go into my reserve step.
Hellfrost Venerable Dread is in on the board.
And then, unfortunately, this is really weird. The rest of my Dreadnoughts are dropping in a way to block out the back zone there so that Nick can't just get in there to score points and or take me off my home objective. Because the moment you lose your home objective, you lose a lot of points on primary, and I just can't let that happen.
Very disappointed in you.
Well, look, I wanted to score points by going back here, but you said, no, I'm not allowed to go back there, so I'm gonna return the favor and say, no, you can't go back there. Help me score points. Would you like to rapid ingress?
Where?
I can ask a question.
I think the best use of my Stormsurge, so it doesn't get destroyed, is to rapid ingress it onto the bottom objective. This will ensure that even if my Ghostkeel dies, I will still hold this objective. I think this is the play, because the next turn I can move up and shoot through the building.
All right, let's go into shooting.
Shooting phase now, Ballistus first into the Ghostkeel, and he pulls one of the stealth drones, shrugging the damage without having to save. He's got 1 shrug left on the Ghostkeel.
We're gonna go into my Brutalis Dreadnought. Iron Hail first. So wounding on force.
5, 2-ups. I dropped none.
Here come the Melta. I need this to be a hit.
Oh no, the Brutalis Meltas have failed.
We're gonna go with the Flamer and we're gonna go with the Hellfrost Cannon. The Flamer.
Here we go on threes. I take 2, down to 10 wounds.
All right. Frost Cannon. This is my first time firing a Hell Frost Cannon in this edition. And I love this back in 7th edition. So let's see if I can do something here. That's a wound.
I'm gonna use my other once per game ability to
Blank the damage.
I have no more blanking left.
That's 5 damage just gone. Then we'll go with the Wulfen Dreadnought, and he's gonna just take his Flamer.
Flamers for the Wulfen Dread takes him down to 8.
To end my shooting here,
Bjorn is going to sabotage that top objective. That should complete fairly easily.
charges. I'll just charge into the Ghostkeel. With a 3, I'm in.
Da-da!
1 command point. I'm gonna Tech Shock. I got 3. We go big. 1 wound left on that Ghostkeel. I think that's very axable. Then, at the start of the fight phase, I'm going to do Bestial Rage.
Can the Dreadnought take him down? Only 4 mortals from the Bestial Rage. 5 attacks, here we go. 3 wounds only.
For drama, one at a time. Fail.
Would you like to increase the drama with the command point?
So they all fail.
Oh, okay.
All of them fail.
All right.
Ghostkeel down, kind of thought I would, but that's okay. He did his job well. I still got a Ghostkeel in reserve. I've got the objective. Oh, that's going to be good on primary points. I just hope my secondary score can keep up.
That's going to score 3 points for overwhelming force. Sabotage is ongoing. It takes TAC up to 35. Nick's defense stronghold does complete, takes him to 17. And we head to Nick's turn 3.
Here it comes. A Tau, their high AP. This is going to hurt.
It's time for Kauyon.
Nick's pulled Secure No Man's Land, and he's going to use new orders to replace Storm Hostile objective. He's got 3 points for holding his home objective and 1 in No Man's Land. That's going to give him 8 primary. His new order will be Assassinate.
We're starting the move phase.
Riptide advancing into the midboard.
It's mine.
Crisis Suits advancing, but they're still going to be able to shoot.
So they're all going to go. Nope. And then we're going to take the Stormsurge.
Stormsurge toes into the terrain. Gotta love Titanics and Towering. He's going to be able to open up with all of the guns now.
On to the objective.
Hold on. I'm just let me get all the water off.
Missile broadsides advance.
My Ghostkeel. Because he didn't start on the board, I put him into strategic reserves. That means I can keep him in reserves and not have him die at the end of turn 3. So he's going to stay in reserves. I got to kill 3 Dreadnoughts. 3 Dreadnoughts! The Stealth Suits are going to guide the broadsides to fire into that baby Dreadnought. Just to make sure it dies, I'm going to fire my once per game missiles as well. Their outer line of sight shooting will go towards Bjorn.
Stealth Suits guiding the rail sides into the Venerable Dreadnought. Oh, they take it down!
Well, that is 1 Dreadnought dead.
Nick using Coordinate to engage here for a command point. Both the Crisis Suits and Riptide will benefit from being guided into the Wulfen Dread.
Commander with Meltas.
Suits first. Oh, he takes them all!
The rest of the unit fires their Meltas.
Can he stand on his head? He can stand on his head.
Oh my goodness, TAC! What is going on? A few piddly gun drone shots. Hit them all. Twin linked.
12. Almost filled it.
TAC.
What?
What was that?
Rolling dice because you told me to.
Riptide fires!
Riptide now Nova charging and hazardous. 16 devastating wounds. The Melta wounds for 4.
So I need 13 6s. Oh, he's so dead.
Yeah. Lastly, we go to the Stormsurge. He's gonna fire everything into the Brutalis Dreadnought.
Yep.
Nick using point blank ambush into the Brutalis Dreadnought now. TAC using Arm of Contempt on the Brutalis, try to weather the onslaught of the Stormsurge.
Pulse Driver Cannon.
Oh, wow. TAC saves are on point.
Oh my goodness, TAC, stop doing it!
I'm down to 9 wounds remaining.
1 destroyer missile shot, hitting on a 4. Yes! Yes! D6 plus 2 with each one! No! This is where a command point reroll 1.
The Destroyer missile takes a command reroll to do it, but he got him.
And there goes a 3rd Dreadnought.
Can't do anything else. Not gonna charge ya.
TAC sabotage completes, takes him to 38, but Nick secures No Man's Land for 5. That takes him to 19 secondary, 11 primary, and 30 points. Discarding Assassinate for a command point He's got the only one as we head to turn 4.
I've got a lead. Let's see what my secondaries are in the next few turns. Let's see if the Space Wolves can take this one.
And now, turn 4, I've got to push into his zone, and we'll see if he continues to hide or just decides to just charge it all in.
I need really, really good secondaries here.
Attacks drawn, engage at all fronts, and storm hostile objective.
Storm hostile objective, doable. Engage on all fronts, not so doable. That's going to expose me in all the bad places, so we're not going to do that one.
The midboard Riptide is Oath of Momentum. No battle shocks to take, as everything is deed. 1 command point again on Ancient Fury to make the Redemptor +1 on all of the things. Attack holds his own for 3, and 1 in No Man's Land for 5. Another 8 points primary takes him up to 24 primary with 22 secondary.
Holding on to this lead with my dear life. Let's see what I can do. I'm moving here. I can't get overly aggressive, and my home objective is worth so many points. I can't let it be exposed, so I still have to zone out that Ghostkeel.
It is entirely possible that Nick could score a 15-point primary in the last turn, so he needs to not only leave units to stop that and work with, but he also needs to try to run his score up here as much as he can.
We're going to Shoesting. Let's fire the Meltas off of the Brutalis Dreadnought into the Riptide. Here are the Icarus Einhail.
Brutalis opens up into the Riptide, strips a couple of wounds.
All right, down to 12.
Redemptor now overcharging plasma and everything else into the Riptide, stripping wounds away with his little guns.
Here comes the Rocket Pod. I can't roll that many double ones, right? I've done that a lot this game. That is a wound. AP1.
Save it.
And then here comes the plasma. D6 +1 shots.
Yeah. Oh no.
You are witnessing my heart breaking.
Ooh, 4 up and vulnerable save.
Riptide's on 8 wounds left.
Okay, so then it comes down to my Rifle Dreads.
Ballistus Dreadnought, top corner into the Riptide, no joy.
All good.
Okay,
Second Ballistus into the Railgun Broadside, Storm Bolters into the Riptide.
let's see if we can do anything to the Riptide. Twice.
4 ups. Double 6s to match your double 6s.
Now, here comes the crack profile into your broadsides.
Good lord, Snake Eyes again?
I get to try that again. I'm winning on 3s.
What the heck? Last cannons, Snake Eyes again!
Above half strength.
Yeah.
So
There you
both
go.
hit.
There you go.
Ballistus rerolls any wounds, but after all that, Nick saves. Wow, that's... whew.
That shooting phase did not go the way that I wanted it to. Yeah, so Redemptor Dreadnought is going to try to make a charge now into the Riptide. There we go. Going to the fight phase, we're going to take the Redemptor Dreadnought. We're going to try to punch out a Riptide.
Redemptor punching up the Riptide, 4 saves at -2, 3 of them go through, and takes 9 damage. Nick choosing not to re-roll the 50-50 here, and he's down the Riptide.
That's 1 piece off of the board, but my poor Redemptor is now very out in the open. Going to try to consolidate him back, give him a little bit of cover, but I expect really bad things to happen to him.
Pack discards, engage at all fronts for a command point. He does Storm Hostile for 4, takes him up to 50 points to Nick's 30.
All right, up to 3 command points.
I'm up to 2.
You're winning slightly still.
Slightly.
Nick pulls Cleanse and Mark for Death. Attack's gonna make him kill Bjorn, Murderfang, and the midboard Ballistus. Good luck with that. Once again, no battle shocks required as everything is dead. 3 points on primary for holding his home objective and 4 for 1 in No Man's Land gives Nick another 8. He's got 38 to tax 50. Here we go.
So Riptide is gonna go poke his head through here. I want to kill the Dreadnought holding his home objective. Not only does that take it off an objective, but it means all the other objective markers that he has scores 3 less points. That is a huge deal. The Sunforge Battlesuits, so they're going to advance. 6.
Uh-oh.
Sunforge suits jumping forward.
We are going to move up the stealth suits so they can get within range of their multigun as well, just in case.
Railside stay put, proccing that heavy ability. Missile sides are holding Nick's home.
My last Ghostkeel.
Ghostkeel comes in to cleanse.
In the shooting phase, to start off,
As expected, the Ghostkeel cleanses on the bottom right objective. Stealth suits guide the rail sides into the ballistas downtown across the board.
Railguns! Rerolling ones. Rerolling ones.
I got a 6.
Rerolling damage into the ballistas. A 2 into a 1. 2 command points left for Nick, and the ballistas is on 10 wounds remaining.
Celsius now. Fire everything into this dreadnought in front of them. Burst cannons.
Mighty 2. Nope.
I got a damage.
He's got 11 wounds left.
Now the Sunforge. With no one to guide them, gonna fire everything into the dreadnought.
Redemptor midboard taking damage from the crisis suits. That's a lot. Oh, down he goes. Oh, for even a 5-up invuln save. Even a 6-up. Stormsurge guided by the Riptide and attacks home dreadnought.
If I lose this Redemptor Dreadnought on my home, the game is probably over.
Attack using Armor of Contempt here.
Trying to keep it alive?
No!
Well, you can't stop me from using my
Yes,
own
I can.
strength.
If I roll 6. I don't roll 6. Destroyer missile. 1 shot. Hitting on 3.
He saves the Destroyer missile.
Pulse driver cannon. D6 plus 3 shots.
So 1 goes through. 2 damage, down to 10.
Cluster rocket system at 4d6 shots.
Cluster rockets. How many hits? For 2 wounds. Wow. 9 wounds remaining on Tack's home objective dreadnought. So
this Riptide is gonna fire everything over there. Then his 1 melt-a-shot will go into the damaged Ballistus Dreadnought. 5s.
But Tack saves it. Hazardous sees him down to 11.
And then lastly, the Fusion Blaster into the damaged Ballistus Dreadnought. It hits.
The Riptide puts 1 wound on the home dread.
Oh, he's still alive. Oh. Well, that's my turn.
Wisely choosing not to charge, he discards Mark for Death to go up to 3 command points. He gets 2 points on Cleanse. That sees Nick up to 40 to Tack's 50 as we head to the final turn.
Will Murderfang murder things? How much murder things could Murderfang do if Murderfang could Murderfang things?
Murder. Last turn of the game. I need some very, very good secondaries here.
Area Denial and Defend Stronghold are drawn. Midboard Crisis Suits are oathed. He needs to clear them out for that big 5 points. 1 command point again on Ancient Fury. This time it's going to be Murderfang.
Murderfang!
He's a crab? Is he crab walking towards you?
Yes.
3 points primary for holding his home and 5 for 1 objective. That makes 8. Tax at 58.
Okay. Movement.
Ballistus moving to the bottom right wall, just out of Elter range of the Riptide.
This Redemptor Dreadnought is going to move 4, gets me to there, and then 4 gets me there. It's an 11-inch charge. Advance with my Ballistus Dreadnought.
Tack securing his home objective as much as he can here to try and stop Nick from stealing that 3 points.
Right, Murderfang is going to just move right there. I'm not doing my full move because I do not want to proc the Overwatch from that unit. Bjorn stays there.
Bjorn stays put. Oh, I don't know about this. 5 points in the midboard could literally be the difference here. I'd almost want to risk getting Bjorn into the middle in the crisis suits to try to help out. This is an interesting choice.
We're going to go for it. So there we go.
Here he comes. This is what I've been waiting for.
Brutalis gets overwatched by the Sunforge midboard. No 6s. He's even command rerolling because he has a glut of command points. No. Oh boy. 2 command points left.
I can breathe a little bit easier now.
Oh, you were clenching so hard.
I need you to clench for me.
All right, so we go into the shooting. Murderfang is going to take its Flamer as well as the Stormbolter and go into broadsides.
Murderfang flames some broadsides, no joy.
Then we're going to go into the miraculously alive Brutalis Dreadnought. Iron Hail as well as the Meltas going into your crisis suits.
My dice rolls.
Just a couple of points of damage.
Ballistus Dreadnought in the back there really only has 1 target, which is the crisis suits.
Ballistus into the top left now, kills a suit.
I've killed 1 crisis suit, not enough. I no longer can see that unit, so this last cannon dread will go into this unit here.
Ballistus into the Riptide, last cannons are saved, crack missiles are saved, storm bolters are saved.
Redemptor Dreadnought here is going to go and pour everything into the Riptide. We'll go with both the Gatlings.
Redemptor with Gatling guns opens up on the Riptide, just a single wound and no devastating wounds. Yikes!
Rocket Pod, how many shots do I get?
Oh, but the rocket pod takes him down to 6 wounds left. That's eminently chargeable.
Then we go into the mighty charge phase. Charge number 1 is we're going to take Murderfang and we're going to go into your stealth suits.
Murderfang charges the stealth suits. Oh, he's setting up the pinball move here. He's in.
Then we're going to do the Brutalis. And we're going to go into your crisis suit. I need to hit a 7 with that Brutalis Dreadnought. And if I do this natively, if I do this without a reroll, I can Brutalis charge, I can tank shock. That is the only way I take out all the crisis suits.
Redemptor fails its charge, command reroll, and he's in.
Minimum effort. And just because it's more fun, I need an 11-inch charge here.
Yeah.
Going into that Riptide.
You never know.
Ooh, deep 11-inch charge into the Riptide fails. The Ballistus tags the Riptide. He's not going to kill it, but he will keep it from advancing to his home objective.
Do I do anything to your crisis suits?
The Brutalis has done 2 mortals on the charge to the crisis suits.
Brutalis Dreadnought going into the crisis suits in the middle. Let's see what I can do.
Fight phase now, Brutalis puts 6 3-damage hits into the crisis suits, wipes the squad, takes the commander to 5 wounds left. Oh, if only Bjorn was in, he would have killed it and gotten his area denial.
Ballistus Dreadnought going to drop kick.
The Ballistus kicks the shins out of the Riptide for no damage.
And then here comes Murderfang. Saving the best for last. We're gonna go with Murderfang and let's kill out these stealth suits.
Here comes Murderfang, and Tak has set up a potential pinball of death with Murderfang and his Murdermaker ability.
This could be the most epic murdering we've seen. Murderfang has 8 attacks. If he takes out the stealth suits, then I ping pong into your broadsides,
Which then half are forced to attack you back.
which would trigger Murdermaker, which means I get to punch you back. If I take them out, I could choose to then consolidate into your other broadsides.
Which would have to fight you again.
But here's the kicker.
And because of Ancient Fury, he's got Objective Control 1, so he would actually take Nick's home objective, forcing Nick to kill him and take that objective back to score any kind of meaningful primary. Oh boy, here we go!
Murder. I'm totally for this. I want this to happen. This will be amazing. Murder Claws on Murderfang to trigger Murdermaker. Murder.
I rolled a 1 in there.
Ha!
Oh, stealth suits are toast!
Oh yeah.
So he does a little spin, and then there he goes. So we go into ongoing combats, which you have 3. Where do you want to go?
Not Murderfang.
All right, well, we'll save that sequence for later.
My Coldstar commander. Hits you 3 times. Oh, he's angry. And wounds you twice.
Hey, you wounded me. He has 11 wounds remaining.
Broadsides fight Murderfang, he's okay, and the clapback.
You decided to punch me.
I had to.
It triggered Murdermaker
No.
on Murderfang for me to use Murder Claws.
No! The fists are twin linked.
All of them.
I need to fail most of these for you to kill me.
Yeah.
I pass 4 of them.
One of the broadsides lives! That is too bad! Oh, I wanted to see him pinball around and murder everything! That was a valiant effort!
Okay, there's a Murderfang in my deployment zone.
Nick is using Wall of Mirrors here to pick that Ghostkeel back up to go back into reserves. That could be clutch. Depending on what Nick draws for secondaries, that could be a big deal. Defense Stronghold is ongoing. Area Denial, unfortunately, is going to be a dead draw. That is really too bad.
Start of my turn, go up to 2 command points.
I have a single 1.
Nick's final turn here, he's got an 18-point deficit to make up. He's pulled Bring It Down in overwhelming force. Oh my Lanta, could he get a better draw? The Riptide passes Battle Shock, and he will not score primary till the end of turn. Here we go.
If I can kill enough of these Dreadnoughts, I can win the game.
It all comes down to, and this is what makes Warhammer so exciting, just killing.
Moonbase, starting it off.
Broadside falls back to make sure that he holds that objective. Riptide stays put. Stormsurge, he's good. Railgun Broadside's also standing pat. The commander stays in position. Ghostkeel shows up in Tak's backfield.
Everything's got to go Millhouse. Let's try it. Broadsides are going to declare that they're going to guide the commander to fire at the Dreadnought.
Command point for Nick here using Attempting Trap. He's going to be +1 to wound the Brutalis in the midboard.
Ah! 4 wounds.
6s.
D6 +2 with each one.
The commander manages to gun him down.
I've killed 1 on an objective. If I can kill one more Dreadnought on an objective, this game is mine. Broadsides then, firing everything into this Dreadnought. Into Murderfang. Be murderized. Oh no, I only hit you twice. Strength 12.
Let's see if Murderfang survives.
Double say no! No, no, no! The devastating wounds go through for how much damage?
Do I have any more 6s left in me? 2 more 6s. He takes 2 wounds. He's at 6.
Okay. Missile drones.
Oh, the missiles take him down to 4 wounds. Now he gets to shoot because he's angry and Murdermaker trips. A wound to the missile side, not quite enough. Ghostkeel guiding the Stormsurge into the wounded Redemptor on Tack's home objective. Armor of Contempt to try to save him.
This has been a story of ones.
Command reroll for Nick to get more shots out of command points, and he's alive with a wound so far.
Cluster rocket system, 4d6 shots. 6 is the wound.
How about I give you 2 ones?
2 ones!
I saw 2 more ones in this game.
Ding!
I do not blow. There goes the Redemptor Dreadnought. That is 3 points for overwhelming force. That is 2 points for bringing it down. It's already up by 5.
And with that, the game is over. I have finished my turn.
Tack's defense stronghold goes off, takes him to 61. Nick scores overwhelming force for 5. Bring it down for 4. That gives him 9 points on secondaries, puts him to 30. And with 13 points primary, holding his home for 3, and then 2 more objectives for 13, takes him to 32 primary. It is a 62 to 61, 72 to 71 with paint. It is a single point victory for the Tau.
1 point.
Oh, that's so close! 1 point?
So good game.
Well done. If one Dreadnought had held on, you would have won the game.
Unfortunately, the spoils do go to the Tau. They can have whatever radioactive fish they found.
The objective is mine. The Tau have won. And the unobtainium compound has been secured for the greater good.
Ooh, boy, what an absolute, I called it from the beginning, definition of a slobber knocker. A single point victory on the final turn. What a fantastic game, Tack. You played your heart out and you deserve that one. And Nick, boy howdy, did you pull it out at the end. Well done. Talk about the patient hunter paying off.
Dreadnoughts are my favorite thing to paint. However, I do not have time to paint all the time here anymore, so I got to lay down the base coat and the blends, and Mitchell did the incredible job of doing almost all the rest of it. It's a ton of fun to collaborate with them. And thank you very much to all the people that supported us during the Dark Expansion fundraiser, both in the live chat as well as for the merchandise campaign.
Very tactically heavy game. A lot of challenges of how you move your units, move them in the right position. Tack, you played very well, and as you can see from the score, 1 point away.
Fantastic game, gentlemen. That was a lot of fun, and thank you to every single person who supported our Dark Expansion and made this all Dreadnought Space Wolf army possible. You made one Mr. Tack very, very happy. Big thanks to this episode's sponsor as well, GameMat.eu. Make sure to check out the link in the description below, or go to GameMat.eu and check out all the cool stuff, and let them build your next battlefield. As always, a great big thank you to you for watching. If you like what we do, make sure to like, subscribe, and share this video. If you really like what we do, please consider supporting us through YouTube membership or Patreon. You'll get exclusive releases, as well as behind-the-scenes interviews, early access to most of our shows, and access to our Discord, the most happening 40K community around. Well, that's it from all of us here at the Play On Studios. On behalf of them, it's me, JT the Voice, saying, till the next time you see us in the far-flung future of a grimdark universe, play on!